what are we doing when it comes to the starting number 9 position? Taylor Twellman, what do you think? We saw Jesus Ferreira get one start. We saw Ricardo Pepi get another start. We saw some Josh Sargent off the bench. What are we doing at the starting number 9?
I'd argue the player stock that rose the most in the last 2 games is Jordan Pefok. I'd make that argument with anyone because the truth of the matter is the 3 players that were in there didn't do enough. Now, Herc, you've known me long enough. Seb, you've worked with me long enough. If my number 9 and Jesus Ferreira is dropping deep into the midfield and trying to get the ball 5 yards off of Tyler Adams, I'm going to blow a gasket. I'm going to lose my mind because then the 2 center backs of the opposition have absolutely nothing to do. And if your wide players aren't doing their job and playing vertical, it's the easiest job to defend that. Josh Sargent is in great form with the club. He only got 4 minutes in these 2 games, but I look at this profile of Jesus Ferreira and I understand he's coming off a career year in MLS. I get all of that. I totally understand it. But I don't want my center forward dropping deep into the midfield. Ricardo Pepi's got 1 goal in his last 11 months. 11 months! And you've got a guy that is in the Bundesliga with 3 goals, 3 assists for one of the top 2 teams in the league, and he's not part of your 26. You will never, ever, ever convince me otherwise that player right there can't be of benefit to you. And I honestly believe that coaching staff right now is looking at each other in the room going, we're really not going to do this? We're really going to keep that guy home? It can't happen, and it shouldn't happen.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second. Gregg Berhalter's system is a fire extinguisher for informed forwards. It's what it is, because they're trying to live off scraps. You're asking guys like Ricardo Pepi, who are finishers, or when they're in their form, are finishers, to go into the midfield, as you said, and then try to come off 7 or 8 touches and feel like you can be effective on the field. Jesus Ferreira, to his credit, at least got a shot off, though I don't believe he's an effective forward. You're asking a converted 9 to do other things so other players can be good or can be better. A Christian Pulisic, a Brendan Aronson, a Giovanni Reyna, so they could be dangerous. The issue here isn't Jordan Pefok, whether I'd like to admit it or not. It's this system and what they ask of these 9s. Now, Jordan Pefok should be on this flight. Jordan Pefok is currently an informed goal scorer that you don't find, who has added the ability to facilitate others into his game at the highest of levels of the Bundesliga. You know this better than I. You were in the exact same position in 2006. You were the informed striker, the guy that everybody wanted on the national team. Your goals, day in, day out, week in, week out, were screaming for Bruce Arena to take you, and you weren't there. You know what this is like, Taylor. This has got to be killing Jordan Pefok, and probably the other forwards putting pressure on them too.
All right, very quickly, because I got to get a straight answer out of both of you on this. First game against Wales, the forward that gives the U.S. the best chance to win that game is Herc?
Josh Sargent, because he's if you want to go to a compromise of what Gregg Berhalter asks and the abilities he can give you, he's the direct compromise.
Taylor, you agree?
I do agree, mainly because the pedigree of the player that he's going up against is more than likely going to be the same pedigree he's going up against in the championship week in and week out, and so he's going to have an understanding of how to play against the Welsh defender. So I think Herc hits the nail on the head. Do I think that's going to be the answer? No, I don't. I think Jesus Ferreira in this profile of being mobile and flexible and pulling off, that's what Gregg's going to look at. But I think Herc's right. I think of those 3 players that we just saw, I think Josh Sargent's your best.
Yeah. Why not take 4? You got 26 spots this year. Why not take 4? I keep coming back to that. We talk about it with Mexico and with the U.S. There's 3 spots for
you don't have to
forward.
start Jordan Pefok, but he does have to come in the game.
Why not just take a 4th?